Hey guys, I hope you're all having a great day. In this video, I'm going to be working on this portrait. This is acrylic on paper, so for those of you that want to know how to make a portrait in acrylic, I think this will be a good tutorial, and I'll also be sharing my thought process while I'm working on this painting. If you guys appreciate that, please give this video a like. It really helps out the channel. Without further ado, let's get started. So this video is a little bit faster than the original video as shot. It is 1.5 times faster so that, the video is a little engaging, and I also cut all the parts where I'm going to load my brush with paint because that, creates a bit of lag. So that way you can just see the application of the paint on the portrait. And you can see that I've sort of begun this portrait with midtones. I'm starting basically at the center of the figure where it's not the lightest and it's not the darkest, but I'm developing those midtones, as you can see in the forehead area, the nose going down to the chin, and then also that neck area. Whereas the other values will be a lot lighter, but you'll see that develop as we go along. Now I'm introducing the darker values, so still not the darkest values, but within the midtones, this would be one of the darkest values on that scale. And as I'm painting this, you can see that I'm not really concerned with blending. I'm more so painting shapes, and these shapes are indicating the value, so color and value at the same time. And I like to play around with the color in my own personal practice, and I'm doing a little bit of that in this painting. As you can start to see in the eyebrows, I'm using blues, so that cool color for the eyebrows kind of makes the painting a little more engaging, a little more exciting. And we bring that up into the hair, and the same thing, I'm going with these blues. And as you first apply the paint, it appears to be a certain value, but as the paint dries, it goes down about 1 or 2 tones in value, so everything will appear to be darker than when you first apply the wet paint. And this is something that I specifically notice in acrylic. I'm sure it happens as well in oil, but in oil, since it takes so much longer to dry, you're able to work on the whole thing at once, whereas in acrylic, you'll be working on one area of the portrait, and 10 minutes later, it'll be completely dry and the values would have shifted. And we'll definitely see that happen in this portrait as we go along. So now I'm beginning to introduce these lighter values. Still not the lightest values, but it is completing the other side of the face where the light is hitting the portrait. You also start to see me work with a smaller brush, not necessarily because I'm working on details, but because these areas that I'm working on are very specific in their shape. And again, I'm not interested in blending. I'm not interested in necessarily showing any details, but I am interested in being precise with every single brush mark that I make in the painting. And I'm really trying to get the temperature and the value and the placement of these values correct. And as I'm painting the eyes, you can start to see how the shape of the eye comes to life. Whereas in this portrait, since the light is coming from the right hand side, the left hand side will be a little darker inside the eye, and then the right hand side will be lighter. So making that transition be apparent is important. And then I start to bring in a lot of the highlights, as you can see here. And these colors are not as red, they're a little more yellow. Still in the orange area, but more leaning towards yellow and adding some white into the paint. For the next minute, this footage is about 3 times faster than original shot. And I am just including this so you can kind of see how I'm working through some of those details, some of that smoother transition after the paint has dried completely. I kind of give it some time to rest, and I go back into the painting to sort of fix those, to make those corrections where I feel the value transitions aren't smooth enough. So that's what I'm doing in this portion of the video. Alright guys, so that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and please subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. And thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.